What happens when the most peaceful species in the galaxy accidentally calls for help from the most dangerous one? This is the story that changed everything. In the depths of space, where silence rules and death waits behind every asteroid, a desperate cry for help was about to reach the wrong ears. Or maybe, just maybe, exactly the right ones. The silver wing drifted through empty space. Its blue metal hull shined in the light from a far star. On the main bridge, Captain Luna looked at the star map in front of her. Her big grey eyes moved slowly as she thought about where to go next. "All systems working fine," First Officer Max said. His thin fingers moved across the control panel. Like all Zelans, both he and Luna were about 5 feet tall, with thin arms and gentle faces. Their homeworld had soft gravity and no dangerous animals. Luna nodded. Her clear skin showed the light blue color of her blood moving. "Good. We should reach the next area in 12 hours. The tall science ship had been mapping this space area for 3 months. Their job was simple: find new star systems, mark planets where life could grow, and stay away from fights. The Zelan Union had grown without big predators on their world. They built advanced tech through working together, not fighting. Their ships were made for science, not war. "Captain," called communications officer Tim from his station, "I am picking up a strange energy reading at area 387,642. Luna turned, curious. "Put it on the main screen." The picture changed, showing a red dot on the star map. "It does not match any known Zelan or friendship," Tim continued. His voice showed worry. "The energy pattern looks angry." Before Luna could answer, the ship alarms rang loud. 3 dark shapes appeared on the scanner, coming fast from behind rocks. "Unknown ships coming toward us," called the sensor worker. Her voice got higher. "They are powering up weapons." Luna felt her 2 hearts beat faster. Fighting was rare in this part of space. The Zelan Union had peace deals with most space-flying species. "Turn on defensive shields," she ordered. "Get engines ready for emergency jump." The bridge crew moved quickly, but fear slowed them down. Zelans were not built for crisis times. Their bodies made too much stress chemicals at the first sign of danger. This was meant to make them run away, not fight. The main screen showed their attackers. 3 black ships with sharp, mean designs came closer fast. Their hulls had no marks, no way to tell who they were. "Pirates," whispered Max. His skin turned pale white. The first hit shook the silver wing hard. Crew members fell from their seats. The lights went dim, then came back as backup systems started. "Shields at 60%, called the defense worker. "They are using focused beam weapons. They want to stop us, not destroy us." Cold fear filled Luna's stomach. Ships stopped by pirates were rarely found again. Their crews disappeared without trace. "Jump drive status?" she asked. The engine officer shook his head. "The gravity pull from the nearby star is too strong. We need to move at least half a space unit before we can safely jump." Another blast hit the ship. This time several control panels exploded in bright sparks. "Shields at 30%. Hull break on deck 4. Luna held the arms of her command chair tight. "Emergency plan. Tell all people to get ready for possible boarding. Security teams to important areas." She knew their 12 security officers with simple stun weapons would not be much against pirates, but she had to try. The communications panel lit up with an incoming message. Tim waited before accepting it. A rough face filled the screen. It looked like a lizard with straight pupils and grey-green scales. Sharp teeth showed as the creature smiled. "Zelon ship," the being hissed. Its translator changed the sounds to words they could understand. "I am Captain Crix of the Scar-taking fleet. Your ship has been chosen for salvage and your crew for processing. Turn off your systems now." Luna stood, forcing her voice to be steady. "This is a science ship of the Zelan Union. We have no valuable cargo. We have no valuable cargo. Luna's unlawful friend, or Billy and Billy Fowley. Trouble from Zelans." "Trouble from Zelans?" "You grew without predators. We grew as predators. The natural order is about to show itself." The message cut off. Seconds later, another blast hit the ship. more powerful than before. Direct hit to our main engines, called the sensor worker. We have lost power to move. Red emergency lights covered the bridge as the main power went up and down. They're sending boarding ships, said Max. His voice was barely a whisper. Luna made her choice. Tim, send an emergency call to Zelan Command. Include our location and what is happening. Tim turned to his panel, fingers shaking as he prepared the message. Long-range communications are damaged, Captain. I can send a general call for help, but I cannot aim it at our home world. Send it anyway, Luna ordered, to anyone who can hear it. As Tim worked, Luna turned on the ship-wide communication system. All people, this is Captain Luna. We are under attack by Scar pirates. All non-important crew go to escape pods. All others get ready for possible boarding. This is not a drill. She turned to Max. Begin data erase plans. Destroy all research and star charts. Nothing valuable can fall into their hands. On the screen, they watched as 3 smaller ships left the Scar vessels, heading straight for their hull. Help call ready, Tim announced. But the targeting system is broken. I cannot control which way it will go. Send it anyway, Luna said again. Any help is better than none. Tim's fingers entered the final commands. In his fear, he switched 2 important numbers in the space positioning system. Instead of sending toward nearby friend space, the signal shot off in almost the opposite direction. It went toward a sector marked as empty in their navigation database. Message sent, he said, not knowing his mistake. The help call raced through space faster than light, carrying a simple message. Zelan science ship Silverwing under attack by Scar forces at location 872,265. Boarding starting. Any help welcome. Please hurry. The signal passed through empty systems beyond the normal patrol routes of friend species. It continued into a region most space-flying races stayed away from on purpose. A zone, containing a yellow star with a 3rd planet marked in the galactic records as Extreme Death World. On the Silver Wing, the first explosion showed the Scar cutting through the outer hull. Security alarms rang from every deck. They are in, Max whispered. Luna stood tall, though fear made her legs weak. Lock down the bridge, arm yourselves with whatever we have, and pray that someone hears our call. She did not know that their signal was already being received by a species unlike any the Zelans had ever met. A species that grew on a world so deadly that the entire galaxy had marked it as forbidden. A world where everything tried to kill you from the moment you were born. A species whose answer would forever change the galaxy's understanding of the word dangerous. What the Zelans were about to discover would shock every peaceful civilization in the galaxy. Sometimes, the monsters you fear are exactly the heroes you need. Far away on a planet the Zelans thought could not support life, the first human ships prepared to respond. Little did anyone know, this single moment would rewrite the rules of the entire galaxy. Admiral John Carter stood with his hands behind his back, looking at the vast emptiness of space through the strong window of the UES Guardian. At 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders and weathered skin, he looked impressive even in the standard Navy uniform. 30 years of military service had left him with grey hair and a reputation for making the right choices in tough situations. Admiral called Lieutenant Brown from the communication station. We are picking up a help signal. Carter turned, one eyebrow raised. Patrol Area 7 was usually quiet. The edge of human space rarely saw much activity. Source unknown, sir, Brown replied, adjusting his headset. It is not a human frequency and it does not match any Alliance signatures in our database. Put it through, Carter ordered. The bridge speakers made noise as they came to life. The message was not in any human language, but the ship's advanced translation system quickly processed the alien words. Zelan science ship Silverwing under attack by Scar forces at location 872,265. Boarding starting. Any help welcome. Please hurry. The bridge became silent. First contact with a new alien species was not unheard of, but it was not an everyday event either. Zelan? Carter asked. Scar. Do we have any information on either species? Commander Smith, The ship's second officer quickly looked up data on her tablet. Very little, sir. Our alien biology database has limited entries. Zelans are listed as a peaceful space-flying race from a low-gravity world. The Scar are marked as a hostile species known for piracy and salvage operations. Carter nodded slowly. And the location? About 3 hours away at maximum faster-than-light speed, sir, reported the navigation officer. Outside our normal patrol route, but well within our operational range. Carter did not wait. In the centuries since humans had reached the stars, they had built a reputation for themselves, sometimes as reckless, often as unpredictable, but always as a species that answered calls for help. What the galaxy did not know was just how terrifying that help could be when it came from a world that breathed survivors. Set course for those coordinates, maximum speed, he ordered, and alert the rest of the battle group. We are responding to this help call. Sir, Smith said quietly, stepping closer to the Admiral. Rules suggest we should check with Fleet Command before dealing with unknown alien species. Carter gave her a level look. Someone out there is in trouble, Commander. By the time we get approval from Command, it will be too late. He turned to address the bridge crew. This is what we do. This is why we are out here. Around the Guardian, 4 other warships changed their course. The cruisers brave and strong, and the lighter ships fast and steady. Together they formed Battle Group SHIELD, one of humanity's rapid response units patrolling the borders of human space. Carter pressed the ship-wide communication button. All hands, this is the Admiral. We have received a help call from an unknown alien ship under attack by hostile forces. We are changing course to respond. This will be a combat situation involving first contact with at least one new species. All departments prepare accordingly. That is all. Throughout the massive warship, over 800 crew members started working. In the weapons room, Marine squads checked their gear and loaded weapons. In medical, doctors prepared for possible alien casualties. In engineering, technicians ran checks on shields and weapon systems. Lieutenant Sarah Kim stood in the center of the Marine staging area, watching her squad prepare. At 5 feet 6 inches with short dark hair and intense eyes, she commanded respect from the 20 soldiers under her command. Listen up, she called. The busy room became silent. We are responding to an alien help call. We do not know what these Zelans look like or what condition they will be in. We also do not know much about the hostiles, these Scar pirates, except that they are boarding the Zelan ship. She walked in front of her squad, making eye contact with each Marine. That means we need to be ready for anything. Full combat suits, standard equipment, and remember your first contact training. We might be rescuing people who have never seen a human before. Sergeant Davis raised his hand. What about environmental concerns, Lieutenant? Different atmosphere, gravity, that kind of thing. Good question. Suit up with full environmental seals, Kim replied. We will deploy with helmets on. The ship AI has the limited alien biology data we have on the Zelans. Low-gravity homeworld, atmosphere similar to Earth but higher oxygen content. Plan for potential injured civilians who may not tolerate our atmosphere. The Marines nodded, resuming their preparations with practiced efficiency. Unlike most space-flying species, humans had grown on a high-gravity world filled with predators and environmental dangers. Their bodies were built for endurance and strength, changes that made them surprisingly tough by galactic standards. Back on the bridge, Carter studied the tactical display. Any update on those coordinates? We will arrive in 2 hours and 47 minutes at current speed, sir, replied the navigation officer. And what do we know about that region of space? Carter asked. Smith checked her tablet again. It is outside any claimed territory, sir. No major settlements or stations nearby. The closest outpost is a mining operation, about a day's travel from the help signal location. Carter nodded. So whatever is happening out there, they are on their own, unless we show up. Sir, Communications Officer Brown interrupted. Based on transmission patterns, I believe it was not intentionally directed toward us. It appears to be a broadcast that happened to reach our sensors, meaning they do not even know we are coming, Carter said quietly. No, sir. And based on the timestamp, the message is already about an hour old. The Admiral's face hardened. Push the engines harder. I want us there in 2 hours. The engineers will not like that, sir. Smith warned. They will like it less if we arrive too late to help, Carter replied. As the human battle group speeded up to dangerous speeds, the ship's AI began putting together all available information on both Zelans and Scar. The results were limited. Humans had explored only a small portion of the galaxy, but enough to develop preliminary combat and rescue strategies. In the medical bay, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Wusson reviewed the Zelan biological data. Two-legged, oxygen-breathing, carbon-based, she said to her medical team. Similar enough that our emergency treatments should work, but we will need to adjust medicine amounts for their higher metabolism and lower body mass. Throughout the ship, preparations continued with methodical precision. The humans had no treaty obligations to the Zelans, no political reasons to intervene. They were responding for the simplest of reasons. Someone had asked for help. As the Guardian pushed its massive engines beyond recommended limits, Admiral Carter watched the countdown timer on the main display. 2 hours until they reached the coordinates. 2 hours that might make all the difference for the aliens who had accidentally sent their help call to the species most galactic civilizations avoided, the Death Welders from the harsh planet Earth. The Scar Pirates had no idea what was coming for them. In 2 hours, they would learn why the galaxy feared the Forbidden Zone. In 2 hours, everything would change. "Let us hope we are not too late," he said to no one in particular, his eyes fixed on the timer as it counted down the minutes until first contact.